Christmas Live. I'm Jeni Barnett, and on today's show we've got dishes, drinks and tips guaranteed to give your Christmas party va-va-voom. Helping us to get into the festive spirit, we have, take a breath, Andrew Nutt and Nick Watt, Ollie Smith and of course Sarah Jane Evans. And in front of us, Ollie, I want you to try and peel it while I tell people about it, because they're impossible. A tangerine so small that it fits into a baby's booty, never mind a stocking, is going on sale this Christmas. It's the size of a cherry tomato. Look, it's impossible to peel. Grown in China for more than 1,300 years. It's virtually unknown in Europe, but M&S are selling them. I think they're a perfect stocking filler.
Done it. Ta-da!
Oh, well done.
That was good. They're nice.
Very sweet.
They've kind of got a crusty outside, though.
That's great.
Yeah.
Crusty outside with juicy
They've
cinnamon.
got a crusty outside. You're eating your own?
Yeah, I like them.
I like them.
I actually love them.
So before... You love them. We all love them.
Air miles, I might whisper, but...
Air miles, she might whisper, but if your child has started on solids and it's got a tiny booty, stick it in. Here's a wee taste of what's in store. Andrew Nutter gets our party started with super chic lobster cocktails and a delicate garlic cream. He has a triple whammy for dessert, chocolate Wonder Bites, chocotons and crispy pear and toffee fritters. Nick Watt creates crowd-pleasing Japanese nibbles of tuna tartare with poached quail eggs, caviar and rice crackers. And Sarah Jane Evans brings the best high street canopies to the table, whilst Ollie Smith treats us to a little stylish self-indulgence with sparkling reds. All of us wanted those things in our booties, didn't we?
Absolutely.
We loved them. Throughout December, our chefs have been dishing out handy 2-minute tips to give you maximum results for minimum effort this Christmas. Today's little helper comes from Nick Watt. 3, 2, 1... Go!
OK, 2 minutes. What I've got is a sashimi salad.
Yeah.
And the idea is if you do sashimi salad for somebody and they say, I don't eat raw fish, no problem. 2 minutes, you have it. So we've got some salmon sashimi, chrysanthemum, ginger, wasabi, some lime juice, some soy, chive and benetate. And in here...
What's this?
Hojiso.
Hojiso.
Hojiso. What in here I've got is some hot sesame oil, which you can smell, and olive oil. So I'm just going to quickly add a little bit of wasabi into my soy.
Right.
And I'm just going to give it a stir and a spoon over.
Right, so that's wasabi and soy, so that's the hot.
That's the hot.
Hot and the umami.
And we're just going to go like some ginger.
Ginger.
And we're going to go some
chrysanthemum.
Benetate. This is hot, peppery little mustard, guys. Some chives. We'll just put these little guys there. And this is very hot. And we should have a nice sizzling effect. Let me add one more before you get tucked in my 2 minutes, so I've still got time up my sleeve. How's that?
Oh, that was a minute. That took you a minute to entertain your guests. I've got to taste it, though.
Absolutely.
Haven't I? Hold on a minute. Oh, good Lord. Hold on. Oh. I want you in my stocking. I mean, in my booty. Whatever. Beautiful.
These things can be done.
Oh, lovely. Entertainment for Christmas, however, well done, does involve planning, but it should be fun too. The food you serve can really set the mood of your party, and Mr. Nutter here is going to make sure your festive bash goes with a...
Bang!
Show us your belt. Show us your belt.
All right.
Look. Ladies and gentlemen, not your underpants, darling, your belt. There you are, look at that.
Oh.
You had it made. Isn't that lovely bling?
No, it was actually found in a shop.
What's that?
In Magaluf.
No. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right,
the things you do over there, I'm fine. Anyhow, we're going to compliment Nick's dish out with our most fantastic lobster salad. So they're like a Caesar-style dressing, and it's just one of those sort of dishes that you can actually stand at, instead of sort of going around at a buffet table and actually sitting down and eating it, you can actually hold a bowl with one hand and actually munch away. So it's that kind of style of food we're doing today.
Lovely.
So we're going to start off by making the dressing. For this, it's like a Caesar-style dressing. You need some egg yolks, Dijon mustard, garlic, white wine vinegar and olive oil. Okay. Now, if you're pregnant, you keep away from this with the raw eggs, but you do use actually pasteurised eggs. OK, egg yolks go straight in the bowl with the Dijon mustard. So in a way, what we're doing is a kind of emulsification of, like a bit like in mayonnaise, really. So it's dead easy.
Or as Bobby Darin would say, emulsification. That's the name of the game. Thank you.
OK, so let's go straight... You're not losing your touch at all, you know, are you? OK, white wine vinegar goes straight in there. You can actually whisk it up and get a bit of foam with that, like so.
Yeah.
And then all you want to do, in a slow drizzle, you can throw this into a food processor if you want. I just thought I'd let you see it all happening before your very eyes today.
Lovely.
Olive oil, nice little drizzle. And the point you want to take it for is when it's actually nice, smooth and emulsified. You know what? The egg yolks actually help bind it together. And you want it to take...
That is brilliant,
to the point where it's not a full mayonnaise. You're actually making it just really nice and light. Bit of salt and pepper now. I'm just going to trace it then for seasoning. And then this can actually keep in the fridge. You know, you can make a whole batch of it. Bit more pepper.
Can you take it off your chin, please?
Sorry. There you go. Right. OK, and we're going to place that to one side. Do you want a taste of that?
I do want it, but I want you to move it off your chin, because everybody at home is going to be going, ooh, nutter.
OK. No, how are they going to say it?
Ooh, nutter.
Right, now for our lobster.
Ooh,
now, this has been cut straight into hot, boiling, salty water for exactly 11 minutes, OK? I'm just going to quickly show you how to take the claw meat out. All you do is basically crack the claw like so. And then what you do then is snap down the lobster, down the backbone, put it back on itself.
So it's like you do a big crevette, really, isn't it?
Yeah. That should easily come out there like so.
And what about all that dark, gunky stuff?
We're just going to cut that off in a second. Now, for the claw, right, I'd just stand back if I were you, otherwise it'll go very posh rock. What you do is crack it. Yep,
Hey!
OK, and then just peel it back, and they get a lovely...
Do you know, you've just taken the fear of lobsters away. I'm going to be able to do this now.
Dead easy. OK.
And you take the gunky bit off.
Yeah, what are we going to do? Now, if I was making a lobster soup, because what I would do is actually chop all this up and actually use that then for the...
right.
To make a soup or something like that. Then all you do then, nice little medallions.
It's lovely. Are you using these?
Yeah, we can do. We'll use those for garnish later.
OK, so let me move this out of the way.
I
Beautiful.
need the heads actually, Jenny, please, if you wouldn't mind. Just going to quickly show you what to do with the heads. Because we're going to use those for garnish.
Right. The heads. How many heads? Oh, we've got 2 heads.
Yeah, we've got 2 heads.
There we are.
Now, I just need the tray there. Because I need to... So I do it onto this plate. Oh, you're all over the place today, Jenny. What you're going to do now is rip now the heads and take out all that bit there.
And you don't use that?
No, this you make the lobster biscuit or something like that.
Right, OK.
There are more sort of great recipes on the website, aren't there?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Look at me. uktvfood.co.uk. That's it. Yes.
So, OK, like so.
Fantastic.
So we're
They're
gonna
great
I'm going to show you now how to
creatures,
make our little garnish here, first of all.
All right, then.
Because all you do then is get this. This will actually make the lobster sit in the middle of the plate. So you can place the lobster like so. So his head's there in one place. Nice, slightly big one. OK, that will give our little garnish plate a bit of a 3D dimension plate. Going to take our little plate there. Now, the rest of the salad ingredients I've got before your very eyes.
Right.
Some iceberg lettuce shredded up, parmesan shavings, croutons, chopped shallots and basil. Right. Quite simple. Do you want to give me a hand on this?
Yeah.
I'm just going to put little mounds of this.
Oh, I see. Oh. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought each bowl had a different...
Right, OK.
This is why I eat. This is why I would go out to eat. I don't know what I'm doing.
Now, of course, if you'd had a few in the morning, you could actually do whatever you want to now, but it's all the fun of
You can't do whatever you want to. You can't put a book in there.
It's all the fun of actually putting all this together.
Lovely. They say that laughter is actually contagious. If I were to start laughing, you'd start laughing. You'd see they're laughing in the gallery. Yes, brilliant.
Okay. So all this
we're not.
Place all on top. OK, so all the combination there, the parmesan,
Wait, can I put this on?
Yeah, put that on. Go for that.
This is lovely bits of shallots. Yeah. I see what you mean about eating out the bowl.
So you've got your own kind of... Instead of it's just being one mouthful canopy, you've got like sort of 2 or 3 bites really with this.
Okay. Oh, I understand now.
Something of the claw. OK. And it's basically enough so that you can just take 1 spoonful, you know, and have enough of all the flavours. What you need to do is make sure the lobster's seasoned, otherwise you'll find it's a bit bland, yeah?
OK.
So a good grind of that salt and pepper.
But if this was me, I'd snuck them behind books and things so I could have all of them.
OK, like so. Then we're going to take our fabulous dressing.
Right, there's our dressing. Has the basil gone in?
Yeah, basil went in the salad. If you were paying attention, you would have seen that.
I wasn't paying attention, no, I was laughing.
Exactly. Look at that, all over the top there. OK. Just like so.
I'm going to... Let's make it neat and tidy, please. Come on. There we are.
Beautiful little lobster.
Ant and Deck.
Well,
let's think of these. There's Ant and Deck, the lobsters. We like that.
Extra basil there. Just a bit of extra green.
Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Let me turn them... Oh, I see you want it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
OK, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. How easy was that? The nutter touch for your lobster. Ant and Deck, go for it.
Slice the cut lobster into medallions. Reserve the heads for garnish. Blend together the eggs, mustard, vinegar, garlic and mix in the olive oil. Place iceberg lettuce, basil, shallots, croutons and parmesan in individual bowls. Arrange the lobster on top, drizzle with the garlic dressing, add a good grind of salt and pepper and garnish with the reserved lobster heads and cucumber.
OK, Ollie is allergic to this, so you're going to talk to Ant. Just talk to him.
Hello,
there you
mate.
are, Dane.
Take a bowl.
Go on, take one. Keep talking, Dane.
Well, I'm a great fan of your TV show, but I think your partner's rubbish, so I'd like the job, if I can.
Oh.
How was it?
What is that? Huh?
Really
Even though I
good.
say so myself, it's...
Ollie,
Yeah?
I'm really sorry you're allergic, but it's beautiful.
I can't bear it. I used to love this stuff.
Look,
Fantastic. The crouton, the crunchy crouton, the lobster, dressing.
everything. What happens, Ollie, if you eat it?
You really don't want to know. Got very bad last time. Shellfish, terrible.
Well, put it away in case
That's
you
all right,
touch
it's all right. I'm not going to get...
Oh,
Beautiful.
it is. Look at us. We're like at a party. Nobody's talking. Hi. Hello. Time for a break. When we come back... Oh, she's not here. Sarah Jane. She's off. Sarah Jane tastes the good, the bad and the ugly of the canopy world. This man creates what?
Tuna tartare with caviar and poached quail eggs.
Oh, how posh. But first of all, this week we are going to introduce you to the Queen of Craft, Danielle Proud. She's encouraging us to try a DIY Christmas. Here she is with an idea to personalise your dinner party.
Christmas dinner is great. The wine, the food, the conversation, but it can be completely ruined if you get stuck next to the most boring person at the table. Think ahead, make name tags. What you need is a book full of alphabets. Think using old-fashioned fonts brings a real stylish formality to the table. I've photocopied a few different ones here. I'm just going to cut out letters from each different alphabet. I'm mixing and matching. My idea here is to steal a bit of the Sex Pistols, ransom note style, to create something really modern. Just stick them down using spray melt. Perfect. Now, who am I going to put next to Sophie? Festive inspiration.
It's simply wonderful.
Welcome back to Christmas Live. Today we're in the party mood, and in a minute Sarah Jane Evans here road tests shop-bought party nibbles, but there's so much more for you to enjoy. Nick Watt creates Japanese canopies with tuna tartare, poached quail eggs, caviar and rice crackers. There's festive treats of crispy pear and toffee fritters, chocolate Wonder Bites and chocotons from Andrew Nutter. And who needs tinsel when you've got Ollie Smith and his sparkling reds? Oh, I want tinsel. I mean, Ollie's lovely, but he's not tinsel, is he? He's not, you know, glittery, and you can't hang him round your neck. Well, you can. It's well and truly party time. What do you do if you don't have time to make your own canapes? Ask Sarah Jane Evans. Go on.
Yes, indeed. If you're going to have Andrew, Nick or Ollie, or indeed yourself round and you think, oh my goodness, what am I going to cook? Well, actually, you don't have to be embarrassed. And also, I think the real thing about canapes, I've been in situations where I've almost been driven to tears with the thought of hating my guests because I've somehow or other got to feed them, and you're sitting there folding these damn things and slicing them up and all of that. So here's a selection, and there's some new stuff in the shops this year, and I've I think some of these definitely pass the test.
Go on then.
So the first one is for the vegetarian. Now, I don't say you should have only one thing for vegetarians, but I think you'd have one really nice thing for vegetarians, certainly. So this is from Bigham's. They're a rather nice independent company. And it's a truffle-scented mushroom tartlet.
Do you have to eat yours?
Well, no.
They're fantastic. I'm sorry, I'm having the second. They're brilliant.
They have a lovely range, all kinds of rather interesting different ones. Now, this is from Booth's, $5.99, and it comes in a little tray. So all you have to do is put the tray in. There's no bother about fiddling around at all. Very good, I
We
think.
had Paul Gaylor on Sunday doing a vegetarian dinner, and he made this fantastic thing, and it tasted like this. Please have one from the plate. They
Yes,
are
absolutely.
so delicious. And loads of E numbers or not.
Mushrooms, a little bit of pressure.
Fantastic. Brilliant, those. Go on, number 2.
Number 2 is also, it makes you feel you've made the canapé. Because what it is a little steak sandwich. From Marks and Spencer's, they give you the little buns, you get 10 of them, and little minute steaks, 3 minutes in the oven, 3 minutes heating up the bun, and your reaction is... I think it's a clever idea.
It's a marvellously clever idea, but it's a bit like eating makeup removers with a slab of your shoe sole in. But it's very nice, Marks and Spencer's. Well done.
I do have to say, this is $6.99. They have a whole range of things. They've got something else rather clever with lobster. They've been doing some imaginative canapé design, and I do think...
I like the idea of it hugely,
Yes.
and I think if you're going to put some chutney on it and tomato sauce and a bit of onion,
Horseradish.
fantastic. But
I think presentation, as you can see, is everything. It's making it look great.
Yeah.
Having lobster heads on top of cucumbers makes a big difference. Now, you do need to have... I'm not one who's a great fan of the Oriental tray, but this is fantastically good value, and you have to have something. This is from Iceland. It's only £5 for all of these. There's 80 items.
And Iceland's really brilliant, isn't it? Because they really don't put rubbish in. They don't. These are nice.
Yeah. And I think you always need to have that kind of deep-fried moment when you're having canapés. You've got to treat yourself. Mustn't be too healthy when it comes to canapés.
Oh, I feel like Kerry Katona. Oh, they're wonderful. Real. Mum's going to Iceland. We won't do that one. Listen, what makes a perfect canapé? They're lovely.
I think it has to be quite small. 1 bite, maybe 2. A lot of flavour. This has got pepper in it. I can taste pepper. Flavour. And it's got to be sufficiently absorbent that it does absorb all that alcohol that's there at the same time. So, and tempting. So let me tempt you with this. Now, this is a clever idea. It's got to be visually tempting. Everything comes on spoons nowadays. Deeply cool thing to do in a restaurant. So here you are. You eat the spoon as well. Go for the whole thing. Wonderful. This is from Waitrose. Wild salmon.
Waitrose not easy to say, is it, when you've got a spoon in your mouth? I like that.
£5.49 for 10. I think it's a great idea. And the whole thing...
Is that Tara Masalata?
That with wild salmon. Similar.
Well, I'm going to taste that Tara Masalata. Good. These are exciting. We like these. Go on. Last one.
Finally, it's a nice offer from Sainsbury's. You get 3 boxes for £5. Choose what you want. We happen to have chosen cheesecakes, chocolate melty things. They're warm, and when you bite into them, they dribble gorgeously down you. Or indeed, you can have a little chocolate pot. So
I don't want a chocolate pot. Am I allowed to go here and take a
chocolate
hot
melty
one?
thing. You just take your life in your hands
Okay.
as to what's going to happen when you open it up. But it should be all spongy on the outside and then a little bit of melting niceness in the middle.
Hold on. And I'm going to have a bit of the cheesecake. Hold on.
It's simply wonderful.
Blow your guests away. Go on.
OK, I've got some tuna here. I'm going to do the tuna tartare with poached quail eggs and caviar.
Fabulous.
OK, so I've got some tuna here, got my caviar here, I've got some rice cracker, shallot, finely chopped, some wasabi, some chive, some ponzu, some soy, and this here is going to make the dressing for the tuna. I've got some quail egg here, which has already been cracked in the shell. I've got some vinegar and some water on the boil.
You've never worked with him before, have you?
We did a show about 2 months ago, and I was amazed about
He's brilliant,
it was the
isn't he?
sea urchin he did, which is absolutely fantastic.
That's right.
But I'm actually quite interested to see, well, he's going to tell us how to do those in a second.
All right,
Absolutely.
go
So
on
all I'm going to do, I'm just going to make a little incision into the quail egg. Hopefully I haven't touched the yolk, and crack it in to the bowl, just like that. Super simple. People think poaching a quail egg is very, very difficult.
Is it?
No, not at all.
I have to say, while we're doing very fine dining over here, everybody's knocking off those canopies. They've gone. Oh, unbelievable. Go on, darling.
OK, so what I've done, I brought the water to the boil.
Why are you whistling it round? I'm told you
Because-
don't need to.
No, you do, because what I'm going to do, I'm cooking all four at the same time.
Go on, then.
So by making the spiral, and I just slowly tip them one by one into each, they, in theory, spiral round and stay separate.
Really?
Who told you didn't have to do that?
I don't know. Lots of people. I don't know.
I've always been told that, though. With any eggs, you make a
You must
spiral
have whistled.
and it's...
Yeah.
Okay.
OK, so I'm going to leave those for a few minutes. I'm just going to dice up this beautiful tuna. And we're just going to...
How do you know if tuna is beautiful?
What you want to look for is a nice bright red colour here. You don't want to see that rainbow effect that you see in the tuna. You know, when you look at tuna and you get that, people think, oh, look, there's a pretty rainbow on it. That's what you don't want.
that.
No, because that's when you're starting to get the ions come out in the tuna and you get that really metallic
That's just pure,
flavour.
pure
And some
pig
people
meat,
are
isn't it?
allergic to tuna because of the histamines in it. So if you feel that you aren't very well with it, it could be an allergic reaction. Did you know it's got
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But well done. So it's got to be very fresh if we're going to be having it.
Absolutely, because I'm staying with sort of the raw theory in this one, and it's just going to be slightly marinated. So I don't need that much. The idea is just to sit this onto the rice cracker, and it becomes like a little one mouthful job.
Do I need to look at those eggs? Are they okay?
No,
okay.
actually, they're boiling a bit too hard. I'll just turn them down. You did look at them, thank you. OK, I'm just going to dice it up.
Great.
I think it's probably looking pretty good. I'm just going to scrape this into the bowl. Yep, they're both finished.
Okay.
OK, now we're going to start adding some flavours into it. I'm going to add all the shallot.
Great. To cook Japanese,
Yeah.
don't stop. You are actually, as a human being, quite zen. Do you have to be this calm when you're working with this kind of Oriental food?
Not really. I think some people prefer
What's
to be...
this going in?
This is the ponzu and the soy sauce.
And what's ponzu?
Ponzu is a citrus vinegar. So it's going to give it a nice sort of fresh bite to it.
Okay. Because Andrew, and I'm not being disrespectful, but with respect, you're kind of frenetic and really kind of mad and wonderful.
Well, that's the assignment I get from it. And Nick is so calm and relaxed.
And I wondered whether that's why you have a kind of penchant for the Oriental.
I think it's just my character, really, to be honest. OK, these... If I give them a little squeeze, they're still nice in the middle now, but they're all sort of got like little meteorites on them, which we're going to cut off in just a moment. A little bit of pepper.
This man is so zen, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. OK.
Now, if you didn't have that, I forgot what you said.
Ponzu?
Ponzu.
Yeah, so you can just make it yourself, can you, at home with some lemon and vinegar?
To be honest, if you didn't have ponzu, you'd just use lemon juice, straight lemon juice. So now I've got my...
Those of you at home who don't know, it isn't a little penguin. That's pingu, not ponzu. Right.
OK, so I've got my quail eggs. I'm just going to trim them like that.
Oh,
see, look, there we go.
you see, you wouldn't. Well, actually, you would.
Yeah, I would do
You
that.
are
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
Yeah. But I'd just probably just rip it off.
No, you appear to be frenetic because you're not
there.
actually.
Yeah.
And all we're going to do is carefully just put a little piece there.
Okay.
Can you explain to us about the
rice cake.
Oh, the rice cracker. This came from... It's sushi rice crackers. So what we do is we get yesterday's sushi rice. It's got nice vinegared flavour. And we blitz it up in a Robocoupe. We warm it back up. We blitz it up in a Robocoupe. And then with a palette knife, we carefully spread it across some parchment paper. And then from that, we deep fry it until it's crispy.
Now, can you buy these?
Not this cracker as such, but you can definitely buy a rice cracker, and any other rice cracker would be suitable.
No, this is a Nick Watt special, but you can get very thin
just
rice
sort of
crackers.
pop it with the tuna, yeah.
And what are we putting on here? Oh, this is our egg.
Yeah, so we get
Comes it
caviar.
on the tuna, or is that all right?
Yeah, no,
like
that's
this?
absolutely fine with
Okay.
it, yeah. You just
So
got to be
we've got-
super careful when you pick it up.
We've got our tuna tartare, next to which we've got a little blob of caviar, and next to which we've got a little tiny quail's egg.
These look fabulous.
There we are. I think it's time to go, darling. Oh, but if you were in the restaurant, what would you do? Quick
Absolutely,
as a flash.
I'll just
Go
put
on.
one more here.
Go on.
Actually, if quick as a flash, why don't we just go like this?
Yeah, go for that. There you are, darling. Good. Brilliant.
That is,
Look,
I think that is...
this would be a fizzy glass. Oh, wait. I'll get shouted at. There you go. Move this away. Ladies and gentlemen, Zen and the art of Asian nibbles.
Poach the eggs in the vinegar and water for 3 minutes. Spoon out onto a towel to drain. Mix the diced tuna with the fresh wasabi, soy sauce, ponzu and shallots. Spoon the mixed tuna onto the rice cracker, nestle the egg alongside and top with a spoon of caviar and a sprinkle of chives.
OK, we have got the beautiful Oliver Smith. Can you eat this?
Yeah, I can eat this, yeah, Gina,
OK,
no
what's
problem.
the drink? I don't know which camera I'm going to.
The drink is Fairly Estate Pinot Noir, which is £9.99 from Majestic. With this kind of food, you can do lovely white wines, you can do Chablis, but I think tuna, and with those flavours, those quite bold flavours, you can go a light white wine like this. Light red, sorry. I think it'll work beautifully.
I'm moving the bottle now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm handing you these. I'll take this one from here. Which end do I go from?
I'd just be careful instead of go somewhere, the whole thing.
Jenny, it's amazing. It's so delicate, that crisp underneath it. And it's the egg explodes, and the tuna and the caviar, they tingle in your mouth. Oh, it's man.
Absolutely.
I got the seconds, I think.
Yeah.
I dropped me quail and broke me yolk. It was no yolk, let me tell you. Hold on. You've pulled a blinder. Everything still tastes what it tastes like, and that just gives it a nice, easy backdrop. What a wonderful trio of men you are. Time for a break, but when we come back, Oliver John, what are you doing?
Sparkling red wine, Shiraz.
Shiraz, he always winks when he says that. Do it again. Shiraz, yes, you are the weakest fizz. Mr. Nutter, what are you going to do?
And do some fantastic sweets canapés, which are absolutely beautiful.
I'm a bit overexcited. First, here's Danielle.
One of my favourite memories when I was growing up in America was my mum baking cookies at Christmas time. The house smelled great, and afterwards my brothers and I would all sit around and decorate them together. It's one of my Christmas traditions, and I'd like to share it. What you'll need is icing. I've got decorator's icing in different colours. I've also got some silver balls, gold balls, some glitter, and magic sparkles. And it's all edible. I've made some gingerbread cookies, but use your favourite recipe. Now the first thing I'm going to do is take some icing and roll it around in my hands to cover a couple of these. This is just normal icing. I think I might get a bit messy. I'm just going to put a little bit of water on the back of the icing to help it stick to the biscuit. If you can't be bothered with baking, you can just buy some cookies and decorate them. It doesn't matter if it's a tiny bit bumpy because we're going to decorate it anyway. There we are. I'm going to draw a poinsettia on now, which is a Christmas flower. You can get lots of different nozzles for these. If you want to do drawing though, a fine, small end is the best. It's worth practicing a little bit first on brown paper just to get a feel for the icing and how quickly it comes out. Now, with my inspiration here, I'm going to have a go. This is one of those things you get better at the more you practice. It's going to be a lot of cookies. I'm going to put some baubles on. They might look like something out of a pinball machine, but they're actually edible. In our household, we'd have a competition, and the best decorated cookies would get to go on the tree. They'd pretty much be eaten after about half an hour, though. Perfect. I really hope you try this. Cookies that are almost too good to eat.
Welcome back. In a moment, Andrew Nutter is going to create a divine, delicious canapé trio, aren't you, boy?
Yeah, certainly I am.
Yes, yeah.
Just for you.
Yeah, thank you. Just for you, thank you. But first, Oliver John Smith is here with a selection of sparkling reds.
Hello. I'm going to do some sparkling Shiraz, which is an Aussie speciality. This time of year, they go absolutely mad for it. Now, Shiraz is quite a heavy grape. The bubbles in it, though, give it a little touch of lightness, and I always think of it like something beefy like Brian Blessed, but he's wearing a jetpack, doing a bit of ballet around the top of Mount Everest. It's a kind of, you know, heavy and light
Number
thing.
one, Ollie.
Righto. Number one is Seppelt's original sparkling Shiraz, which is 10 quid from everywine.co.uk. Now, this stuff here, Seppelt, Benno Seppelt, but you love this stuff, don't you? I think it's great, but he was a bit of an eccentric, and he didn't go anywhere without his umbrella and his violin, interestingly.
Really?
Absolutely true.
How could he put his umbrella up and play the violin at the same time?
This is the thing. When he was on his... the only time he left his violin is when he was riding his white stallion. I just think he's brilliant.
Really?
I think I want to be like that.
Do you?
Yeah, I want to carry an umbrella.
Can you play the violin?
I can play the French horn.
That'll do.
Yeah. This stuff, though, brilliant with devils on horseback. Something slightly salty, a little bit of sweetness to it.
Put it down.
Sorry.
I love this. Even my mother gets drunk on this. She empties the glass of water that she thinks is wine over the cooker, thinking it was a sink, and she didn't care. Shall we move on?
We shall, indeed. The next one up we have is Peter Lehman, Black Queen, again a sparkling Shiraz, 1998, $13.99 from nywines.co.uk. Now, this one here, it's aged a bit longer, so it's a bit more rich. You getting that?
Slightly darker.
Yeah, exactly.
Slightly darker, still delicious. You taught me that this was the best social lubricator.
It is.
I have to say, tell me the percentage, you know.
It's about 14 on all of these, actually, and it's just a little bit more because it's that deep sunshine that comes through the Shiraz. But it's so fruity, and I think it's such a good food wine. If you're having turkey with stuffing, you can't go wrong with this stuff.
But they're such fun. Is this one also from Oz?
This one, they're all from Oz, yeah, every single one. And this one's from the Barossa Valley, and it's absolutely glorious. They have all that sunshine there. They can make really top
Does this
stuff.
man have a white stallion, an umbrella, and a Stradivarius?
No, he doesn't, actually. I haven't got a funny story about Peter Lehman. He seems to be rather, you know, non-Stradivarius. Thank you very much.
Is he... oh, no, that's Learman, isn't it?
Learman,
the direction,
yeah.
yes. We're talking...
Rock on.
OK, number 3.
Number 3, we have Langmile. This is made by Langmile. Again, sparkling Shiraz, $21.99, this one, from stratfordwine.co.uk. Pretty special, this. Go on.
Well, what was the name of the man on the white stallion with the umbrella and the thingy?
Benno Seppelt.
See, I like Benno.
Yeah, Benno's lovely.
But this is better.
You think so?
Well, I think it's
Do you know
much
what?
better.
That is fantastic. I actually know the winemaker of this stuff, and I'm going to tell him that. He'll be delighted.
What colour's his horse?
He doesn't have a horse, but I tell you what he does have. He's got the oldest Shiraz vine in Australia. I think it's 150 years old, and it's a really gnarled old thing. It looks like something's been coughed up from the centre of the earth.
Show me it again. What
like
is it?
It goes like, and then it's kind of, you know...
Yeah.
Like Lord of the Rings.
That's lovely.
It's
How much is this bottle?
His bottle is $21.99.
What's his name?
Paul Lindner.
No.
I'm going to tell him.
Oh, dear. Have you got sinuses? Yeah, just sinuses there, done.
I didn't get a sip of that one. I'm dying to try it. All right.
Go on.
Later on. Right, OK, here we are. This is Leasingham Classic Clare Sparkling Shiraz. 1995 is the year. It costs £22.95 from drinksdirect.co.uk. I visited this winery, and it was the day that I didn't see a snake. There was a big sign up saying, beware, snake. And I was asking him, what's the snake? Well, it's a Taipan, mate. It's the most deadly snake in the world. Brilliant. Where is it? I want to see the snake. I had to do some winemaking instead. They wouldn't let me. It didn't come out and say hello. I had to do all the pumping over, all the work, got my galoshes on. Yeah, cheers. It tastes good enough. Lovely. It's pretty good.
Do you see, I have to drop my voice.
Yeah.
Because Benno, fabulous. Second
Fabulous.
one, OK. Yeah. Third one, terrific.
Paul.
This is even better.
Are you serious? Kerry. I'll tell her.
You know, is she a snake person?
No, she's lovely. Absolutely lovely.
But you don't have to be horrible if you like snakes.
That's true, that's true.
Last one.
Right, last one. Here we go. This is Barossa Valley Estate E&E Black Pepper Shiraz. And this one here is 45 quid from Constellation. I think you can also get it from everywine.co.uk. Made by a fella called Stewie Bourne. Have you met Stewie?
No, Stewie?
Yeah.
No, tell me about Stewie.
Stewie taught me how to throw an Aussie football. And he's a marvellous man. He's an amazing winemaker. What he doesn't know about making Shiraz is not worth knowing. But he's also one of these people who's like, you know, he's got half a pie in his mouth, chewing gum, 6 dozen cigarettes hanging around the place, and he's just tasting one and saying, that one's from this vineyard here. He's absolutely amazingly gifted man.
Cigarettes hanging around the place?
Well, hanging around the place. He's not smoking them, but he's just one of these people.
And what kind of pie does he have in his mouth?
He was eating sausages, all sorts of meaty pies. Barossa, in the Barossa Valley, they have all these meats from the German heritage. Anyway, cheers. Old again, it's been aged. It's really... This one for me, lasts long in the mouth. Really lovely, that. 45 quid well spent. Benno, he's all right. He's OK. Yeah, you like a bit of him. Oh, she's lovely. Oh, that's the happy gnome. Great. Cheers.
Golly, no wonder it's 45 quid.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot of money.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, yet again, if you want red fizzy, people go, ugh, they don't like it.
It's lovely.
You taste these, you go to the website to find out about it. Ollie?
Yeah.
Just do me your gnarled oak again. Yeah, marvellous. Now it's time for dessert, and Andrew Nutter has a selection. You all right, Johnny? I just got a bit of coffee. A selection of little mouthfuls, perfect for any party. Take it away, Papa.
I don't know whether I can compete with that one or not. We're going to first of all talk you through. We're going to make a fantastic things called designer Wonder Bites. Then we're going on to chocontons, and then we're going to finish off with some fantastic pear and toffee fritters.
OK.
OK. Now, this actual recipe was one of my all-time kind of dishes I used to actually make when I was in the kitchen as, like, 4 or 5 years old, when my mum always used to teach it me. So this is actually her recipe, so I can't take any credit for this.
What's your mummy's name?
Jean.
Jean.
Jean Nutter. She used to be a home economics teacher.
I know, Jean Nutter. So these are Jean's...
Wonder Bites.
Jean's Wonder Bites.
So...
Now, Champion, the Wonder Horse, Jean, the Wonder Bite. Move on.
OK. For this recipe, it's dead easy. All you do is butter and icing sugar. And Nick is going to cream those two together. Thank you very much, Nick.
Yep.
The rest of the ingredients we've got is some chopped glacé cherries. Now, they have to be glacé. They can't be any of these like, sort of green cherries, like the dead fancy ones. Got to be your rustic glacé cherry.
OK.
Mixed peel.
Yeah.
Walnuts, raisins.
Right.
Coconuts. You've got a tiny bit of vanilla essence. And the rest is kirsch. Do you like kirsch?
Yeah.
Do you? It's like one of those smells that kind of hits you, isn't it?
It smells a bit like the thing that you plunge in the bathroom.
Now, there's no point in just buying a bottle of kirsch just for this recipe because you only need a little bit. So if you can get like sort of cherry brandy, if you got like you can use a tiny bit of Norma brandy in there. How's that?
Yeah, get in there.
Right, all we're going to do is wait now for Nick to actually mix all this together. Usually it doesn't take very long, but I don't know if for some reason
it's
doing really so slow. And now all you would do is place all these ingredients into the bowl, right? Okay.
Darling, food and cuts coming on just to remind you.
And after a bit of mixing, you end up with this doughy mixture like this, okay?
Should we put him out of his misery?
No, you can stop
You
now,
can
yeah.
stop now.
I can stop.
OK.
And all you do then is place it in the fridge for about half an hour. And you can simply then take spoonfuls of this, roll it into nice little balls like so. So it's dead easy. It's one of those sort of recipes where you just throw everything in. There's no cooking involved. So you throw everything into the bowl, mix it all together. It tastes fantastic. You can even eat it as it is, you know. Yeah.
I'm going to start.
All right, you're going to start. Nick's going to start the next recipe while I'm just finishing off, which is butter and sugar in that bowl.
Lovely.
Okay. Now, all you need to do now is get some dark chocolate, melt it down. You don't even need to bother tempering it. Okay.
What is tempering then?
Tempering is when you actually keep the movement of the chocolate going really, really slowly.
Oh, that's when you add a bit of time,
a bit of time until it actually goes to 34 degrees. Now, what you want to do, so throw those into the chocolate, take them out, and quite simply then you leave them to set. You can either
When
place
would you
them in the
serve
fridge.
these?
After dinner. Yeah.
After pudding with your coffee?
Yeah, or if you're doing a canopy reception, once all the savoury ones have gone out, then start with the sweet ones.
OK.
All you want to do then is get some white chocolate in a little piping bag. You pipe on your white chocolate, a few little drops there of sort of fondant icing, and a tiny bit of mint, or you can use some green food colouring in your fondant icing to make little things like that.
Fabulous. Okay. There you are.
So that's what they're like when they're...
Well, that's what they look like. You're going to have a moment. We'll leave that for a bit. That's lovely.
Right, OK, the next one, the chocontons, right? Now, this is a variation of chocolate in a wonton. So, basically, you just miss out one of the words, and you've got the chocolate choconton. Nikki has already creamed the butter and the sugar together, just like so.
Started in advance.
And then all you do is add the rest of the ingredients. We've got here some ground almonds, some cocoa powder, some flour, chocolate chips and eggs. They're quite simple. Throw it all again into the bowl. It's so easy, you know. But the taste, when you actually eat these, is absolutely fantastic. Nick is going to actually mix all those together for me.
What are you doing? Oh, he's doing all the hard work.
What do you mean hard?
Chief mixer.
It's not that hard, is it, mixing a few things together?
Oh, this one was right. The first one wasn't too successful.
Right, OK, now all we do now is actually laying out some wonton pastry, OK?
That's for you, Nick, because you're working. You don't get any Andrew Nutter.
Now, wonton you can actually get from Chinese supermarkets. It's a dough which is actually made out of eggs and flour and put through really wafer-thin rollers.
Let me just say something to you. This is a square. It's a wonton. It is neither sweet nor savoury. It's just a wonton. What is it? Water
it's a mixture of eggs, flour. It's a bit like a pasta, but it's like a Chinese version.
And what you put in it is absolutely up to you.
So you can make them sweet, you can make them savoury, whatever you want. Anyhow, that's a mixture when it's soft. Okay.
Great,
so
well done.
Now, what you do is place this in the fridge to firm up. Okay. And then you end up with a slightly more denser mixture then because basically the butter's set up on you. Now you do. What you do now, Jenny?
You can... This is not my joke. You can put whatever you want on in your wonton.
There you go. Job done.
Jenny, please calm down. Right, OK. Now what you want to do now is pinch these together. OK?
I want on my PA not to give me any more jokes, please.
So two sides together.
Lovely.
The other two sides together.
Look at this, little parcels.
Create like little parcels. Now you do it on these is deep fry these in some hot oil. That's 180 degrees. Roughly about 2 minutes or so, just until they go like golden. Okay, and then you can place them back in the hot oven. Okay.
Okay.
So it goes straight in our oil there.
Oil, which type of?
Just veg oil.
Okay.
Yeah, just your bog standard veg oil. Now our third one.
Don't say that. Bog standard.
You can see how easy all these recipes are.
Fabulous.
And so many of these can be made in advance. The Wonder Bites you can make before, and they keep in an airtight container. The wontons, chocontons, you can keep in the fridge until you're ready to fry. And these little baby fritters can be made in advance as well.
OK.
Now, what you need for this is a tin of condensed milk. This has been boiled, covered in water for 2.5 hours, right? OK. So it's been boiled for 2.5 hours. Tin opener. Oh, it is. Take the lid off. And you leave with a fantastic toffee put in the middle.
Is that what happened? Because you boiled it for 2.5 hours, it turns toffee?
That's why it turns like that. It turns a really fabulous gunge like so.
Oh.
It's cool, isn't it?
It's what you use in banoffee pie.
Now,
okay?
will you please say to our people the scientific reason why the tin won't explode?
Basically, because you've got it's in a kind of a bain-marie. So it's not coming into direct contact with the heat, so it's kept at a kind of low level.
So you've got to make
sure... If the water
there's
evaporates, it explodes.
So you've got to keep
do not
water.
do that, otherwise it flies all over the kitchen.
Have you had that happen?
I have had it happen. Have had it. And there were 6 tins of toffee in there. All over the kitchen. Anyhow, what we need to do with this is actually mix together some pears, some ground almonds, and then some egg to bind it as well.
Right.
This is the mix you end up with.
Lovely.
What we're going to do with this, into spring roll pastry.
Spring roll pastry.
Spring roll pastry. Again, a Chinese supermarket job, although you can actually get to use phyllo pastry instead if you didn't want to.
Phyllo pastry would be nice because you get quite a flaky pastry result from it.
Just lost a spoon.
Well, he's ignoring you, darling.
No, I wasn't.
Nick.
Sorry, mate. I was...
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
So all you do with this, spoonful of that. Now, you do have to watch these when they come out of the fryer because they are absolutely roasting hot, these. So give these a few moments before you come to eat them. And these just get in the deep fat fryer for about 2 minutes.
Can you do this slowly?
Yeah, sorry.
Right, good.
Right, we're going to take one really slowly. Over there they go.
Over it goes.
To triangle. To that side. To that side. To that side.
Lovely.
To that side.
And they get fried.
And they get deep fried in hot oil again. 180 degrees.
Right, let's serve up.
Now we're going to serve these up. What I've got here is some lovely almond and yoghurt dip. Okay, a bit of our raspberry coulis in the middle. Okay, got a lovely little Wonder Bites. Lovely pie like that, so. Thank you very much, Nick. Finish it off with those fantastic little chocontons. Little samosas there, little fritters. And then just to finish it off, dusting of ice and sugar. And a little Christmas garnish there to follow.
There you are. If you want on, make them, do it now.
To make the chocolate Wonder Bites, cream together the butter and sugar. Mix in the coconut, peel, walnuts, cherries, sultana, vanilla and kirsch. Place in the fridge and leave to firm. When cold, form into balls and dip in the melted dark chocolate. Place in the fridge to set. Then decorate with drizzles of white chocolate or coloured fondant icing to resemble Christmas puddings. For the chocontons, cream the butter and sugar. Add the eggs, almonds, flour, cocoa and chocolate chips and mix well. Place in the fridge for ½ hour to firm. Place a small spoonful on the wonton pastry. Pinch together, fry until a light golden and finish in a hot oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 2 to 3 minutes. Serve the dusting of icing sugar and a raspberry coulis dip. To make the crispy pear and toffee fritters, simmer the condensed milk in its tin covered with water for 2.5 hours. Leave to cool, then add the mixture to the diced pears and almonds. Place a spoonful of the mixture at the base of each strip of pastry and form a triangle. Deep fry till crispy, drain and serve with some almond yoghurt.
Ollie, that's your second. Are you enjoying?
Yeah, I love it. Crunch and squidge. Couldn't be any more perfect.
Really imaginative. Great idea. That's such fun.
Choconton. What more can I say?
What is it? Which one is which? This one is the...
That's your fritter with the pear and toffee. Bear in mind they're very, very hot though, so just watch those. There's your chocontons.
The chocontons are lovely.
With almond yoghurt and crushed raspberry coulis as well. Are you going to try Wonder Bite? Please try Wonder Bite, they're my mum's.
Thank you, Jean.
Jean Nutter, one...
They're good, aren't they?
Jean, you've only done one thing wrong in your life, and I'm looking at you. The rest of it, fantastic. Look at you like that, didn't you? That's a good joke. Many thanks to my guest, to Jean's son. What's your mother's name?
Diana.
Diana's son.
Margot.
Margot's daughter.
Mary Claire.
Mary Claire's son. Jeni Barnett's daughter here says, see me tomorrow with Alex Mackay. Please move on up. Lottie Duncan, Madeline Marsh, Salvatore Calabrese. We have a show. Join us.